Welcome to Circuit Hermanos Rodríguez, named after the famous Rodriguez brothers, Ricardo and Pedro, both of whom were excellent racing drivers, and one of whom was killed right here at this track as we crossed the start-finish line. And this is a very long straight, and Nico Rosberg said that this track was very crowned at this part and you can avoid bottoming out by driving on the left. I can't really see that here as we go into turn 1, a 90-degree right, followed by a 90-degree left, and another almost 90-degree right before we go onto this fairly long straight. A lot of this track is slow turns and straights, so it's easy to lose rear traction under acceleration as we go into another 90-degree left and then a probably about 120-degree right, and I find it very hard to stay on the track, and then a couple 90-degree turns here to form a sort of hairpin, and then this straight before we get onto sort of the only semi-interesting part of the track are these S's, and this part I've updated based on what I saw in qualifying this year, where it was better to slow down a little bit before the last part of the S's. This is the third DRS zone, and then we brake under the Fanatic Bridge there, and before we go into the stadium section, which is very, very tight, sort of Monaco tight, where I try to get some traction and try to get on the throttle as soon as I can here. And then we go to what's left of the old oval, and then we cross the start-finish line where I get 118.232, which would have qualified me at the top of Q1, just ahead of all people, Fernando Alonso, who seemed to be struggling here quite a bit. Now, you might have been able to tell I'm not a huge fan of this track. In fact, about the only track I dislike more is, not surprisingly, Sochi, because they're fairly similar tracks in that they're just a bunch of tight turns with straights in between them. So there's just no character at all. This track used to be in a very different form before, maybe predictably, Herman Tilke got his hands on it and redesigned parts of it. Not sure he's ever seen a 90-degree turn that he didn't like. But this part you see, the S's, is sort of interesting. Not as fun as the Suzuka S's, but at least they're not 90-degree turns. And then the stadium part is just really tight turns, so, although I suppose not as bad as Monaco. The next Formula 1 race is Interlagos, so a proper Formula 1 track. And that I need to bone up on, as I haven't driven that in a very long time.